Look at our eyes. Oh, do you feel the love we feel for one another, this relationship that we're in? Wow, I can't imagine that they said anything other than wow. It's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. It's so perfect. God, you're so good. God, thank you that you made us in your image and you put these rivers here so we get to see what we look like. Fast forward to a couple thousand years later, and there's a woman at the well and she sees her reflection. Why didn't she say, wow? Why didn't she say, I'm made in the imago Dei? Every day I come back to this well at noon and I see myself in the heat of the day unfiltered. And all I can think about is how unclean and impure and all the things and all the men and whatnot. But I just have to keep coming back because it's all I know to do. But yet one day as she's leaning over the well, because it says she's drawing her water, this seemingly weak man beside her says, can I have a drink? And it didn't matter if he seemed weak or not. He was a man. And he was speaking to her. And it's so much more than the fact that he just said, can I have a drink? Because if you were to drink of the cup of a Samaritan, you were unclean. So in this moment, as she's leaned over drawing water and a man says, can I have a drink of your cup? And she lifts her eyes and gazes into the eyes of a man who says, I'm willing to identify with you. I'm not scared of the fact that you're unclean. I don't care what other people have said about you. I came here for you. Can you imagine now how shocked she was? Why would you ask for a drink of me? And the thing is, this is probably very obvious, but it feels noteworthy. Jesus didn't care about his image. He didn't care that he looked more weak than his friends. He didn't care that he looked more tired. And as a man, it's pretty significant. He chose to stay back and said, I need y'all to go get me something. He didn't care, didn't stop him. He didn't care that he was talking to a Samaritan, much less a woman, and he didn't even care to publicly take a sip from her jar. Why? Because he's God? But I just would like to remind you that you have the Spirit of God living inside of you. And man, if we could just be willing to go to those places like the Lord did. Just notice Jesus didn't care to make himself weak for her, to empty himself of his deity and sit with her. And let me remind you of John 3:16. He did that for you too. He made himself weak so that you could be strong in him. And we talked about this earlier, about the lie that woman believed and that she was deceived. So before then, you know how it says Adam and Eve were naked and they felt no shame? Of course they didn't feel shame. It was all perfect. It was all beautiful. And then after that happens, where she believes the lie and they eat of the apple, and then what happens? God's looking for them. He says, why did you hide? He says, because we were naked and we felt afraid. We felt shame. So how did they go from not feeling shame to shame? They were deceived. But now Jesus is beginning to redeem all of that. I will drink from your cup. I'm here with you right now. Do you believe that you could actually be fully seen and fully known and fully loved, and you could find freedom in that because Jesus actually is writing the same story in your life that he is for this woman? That's what gets me, y'all. The same characteristics that we see here is what he's doing for us on a daily basis. He's waiting for you to come to that place where you think you need it. He's trying to say, man, this is not going to satisfy you, but I will. I'm not scared of the mess. I'm not running from it. I actually want you to bring all of it to me. Don't hide any of it.